This quick tutorial will walk you through how to start with Microsoft Visio, what are the basic shapes we are using, and I demonstrate how to capture a basic business process, model a basic business process, which is going to be parking at Duquesne in the parking garage. That's what we did in class, so I just want to recap so you can at your own pace understand, learn, and hopefully recreate and apply this knowledge to the assignment or any other business process modeling. So again, this is Microsoft Visio with a V-I-S-I-O, not with a Z. So I usually just search through the search bar, but it's an application on all PCs, all computers in the computer lab. You can download from the link in the syllabus. But if you have a Mac, unfortunately this doesn't work. I have a separate video what alternative you can use if you are not able to go to the computer lab where all machines are equipped with that. So I just type in Visio, V-I-S-I-O. I have a 2013 version. It's very similar to 2016, which is where the which is the computer labs version. So I said that I go to blank drawing. So if this is not the screen you are seeing, then you can just go under File, New, and these options should be shown to you. So I click on blank drawing, Create, and you can see the shapes on the side showing up. And we are using the basic shapes. So flowchart and BPM and business process modeling notation. It relates to the slide with the yellow picture, I think slide 13 in chapter 3. So BPM and business basic shapes, and we are going to use these couple of shapes here called task, gateway, end event, start event, and the sequence flow. Okay, these. So every event should start with a start event, because any event could be complicated, and any process could be complicated. So you might only want to focus at part of the process. So commuting to leaving your apartment or dorm and get into class might be a longer process, but you may only focus on parking if it's applicable. So let's get started. I look at the design option and change the orientation to landscape. So I have a little bit more, it's a left to right process most of the time. And of course you can keep going to the right even after the page is over, it just continues. So in case you print it, it will be 2 pages. I'll zoom in a little bit. So it's the start event. And it just shows, again, any steps, any tasks prior to the one I'm going to show you is not part of this business process model. So of course you want to have an arrow because it's from the start event. The first task is what we talked about, is a pull up to the ticket machine at the parking garage. So again, you're only focusing on part of the process when you're about to enter the parking garage, not your commute, you know, which route to take and all that. So if you double click here, pull up to ticket machine, and you know that either gives you a ticket or you can scan your pass if you're not a commuter. And then there is a gateway, which is a forking event, either that you split out process steps or you combine process steps. Some people also know it as a decision point. It says right here in the second, let me have a mouse over. The second row says flow, sequence flow, and often model decisions. Okay, so let's just call it decision point. Probably it makes more sense. So drag it here. So again, it comes from the previous step. You are faced with a decision. Okay, so what is the decision? Do I have a pass, like a parking pass? And if I do, then I just obviously scan it and enter the garage. So if yes, then scan and enter garage. So I'm going to double click on the arrow and I say yes. But what happens if I don't have a pass? Because there's an alternative. I have to cover that alternative. I have a task I usually just put a task and then the arrow. Oops. Just grab the end. When you attach it, it becomes green and it's easier. So again, I put the I click on the end of the arrow and now I can attach it. And of course, if it's not aligned, you're trying to be aligned. See, these green lines do help you, so the arrows are actually straight. Okay, so what happens if I don't have, so I double click, I say no, I don't have a pass, then take ticket and enter garage. And as I said in class, you can also just say scan to have a pass, scan. If I don't have a take ticket, and maybe a new task is entering the garage, but it's not really the focus as far as entering the garage. Here in the modeling, it's more like just decision points. So I scan and enter, take a ticket and enter. I combine those two steps in this one task. You don't need to be super detailed, like, you know, I look in my wallet and take the pass and scan it. Those are not necessarily need to be broken down to so many details. All right. So once you enter the garage, either way, with a scan, with a ticket or a pass, what is the next step? Drive and look for open spot. So I'm going to put this task. See again the helper, it's those arrows that you see on the bottom, it says it's the same distance as the previous two, so it's not like suddenly longer. And also those dotted lines help me that it's aligned. So I drop it here, I put the sequence flow in between, and again you can just take the arrow away if you need to, but they very nicely fit in there. So again, drive and look for open spot. Drive and look for open spot. And we face another decision. Once we are driving, if I find a spot, I park, but if I don't, I keep driving and, you know, I continue looking for open spot. So I put the decision point because I either park or not. So I just throw this right here. I drag it to the right until I see those green arrows, two-headed arrows. Put the sequence flow. Okay, so open spot found. So if yes, I'm going to put a test. You see, I'm just continuing. Besides, you know, even though the paper stopped or ended, it's not a problem. It's only just, you know, it can't print on one page. That's what it shows. So if yes, then park your car, and if no, say it aligned vertically and horizontally. I touch the arrow, grab the end, touch this. So if no, then what do? Oh, actually, you know what? I don't need to have an additional task, because what happens if I don't find a spot? I drive and look for open spot until this decision point answers yes. Okay, so I'm going to remove it. So I just grab the arrow and put it to here. Okay, so that's the no. If I don't find an open spot, I drive and look for open spot. Have I found a no? I keep driving. So you don't obviously do it in your mind every parking spot you pass, but basically that's the modeling of the decision. Okay, so that's a very simple as is current process. Okay, there's a start event and I need to put an end event, meaning that the process I'm modeling ends at parking your car. Not necessarily, you know, take elevator or stairs or go down or the 8th floor or go to the power center or whatever. I'm done with this this business process. So I'm just going to put it at the end, and it says I am done with modeling this process. Okay, so that's how it should look like, a simple process parking in the parking garage currently. Okay, so we'll talk about how to enhance it with technology. Cover it in next class, and that will be the basis of your assignment. You need to process an existing need to model an existing process and then find opportunities to improve. And you will have multiple stakeholders, and we will also cover that in next class. So you need to be familiar with these notations and what are the steps captured in a business model. And this is the graphical representation of the actual process. Okay, so someone could verbally tell me the process based on looking at this. Okay. So just leave it up, and I encourage you to try to recreate this with the same notations. Of course, you can extend it.